from there into a puppy dog stretch. So take your bottom up towards the ceiling and then walk your fingers a little bit further forward and drape your chest to the ground. So you're like a puppy and you're yawning and you're stretching first thing in the morning. If you find this is too much on your shoulders, fold your forearms together. So it's a similar stretch, but it's just not quite so intense on the shoulders. Sitting bones up, bum up, tail up, and chest draping down. We're looking to get a squeezy stretch here, just between the shoulders and that thoracic spine area, getting a nice squeeze and release. Wonderful. So coming up from that now, slowly up from that, and we're going to start to squeeze into these gluteal muscles, make them work. So coming to a kneeling position. If you find kneeling is not comfortable on your feet, try putting a blanket just underneath your ankles here. So you're propped up through the ankles, but your toes are dropping off. Otherwise, you can slide a pillow just underneath your bottom, so you're just that little bit higher. So try doing one of those things if you find that kneeling is not comfortable. And take the hands together again. Make sure the shoulders feel like they are gently squeezing that orange. Crown of the head has a string from it pulling you up towards the ceiling. And you feel like a mother cat has just picked you up by the scruff of the neck. So the chin is coming in and you're lengthening the cervical spine, the back of your neck. Wonderful. So pausing here, just imagine that you're watching an incredible sunrise on the savannah in Africa. Maybe you have the Lion King music going on in the background, that kind of thing. And then we're going to squeeze our gluteal muscles to glide up as we inhale. So inhaling, elbows come nice and wide. It's like the sunshine is pouring into your heart center, and then take yourself down on the exhalation. Breathe in, big breath, and exhaling down. And as you come up, you squeeze your gluteal muscles and you glide up and then down. Now this time, take your hands up towards the ceiling, lifting the heart towards that sunshine, and then down, hands beside you. And I like to imagine once again, I have my hands pushing through water. So you get that kind of traction, lifting up, pause, hands behind you, stretch out again into your extended child pose, fingertips on the mat, wrists off the mat, lengthening all the way down into your lower back here. Pause. Now roll your shoulders away from your ears. This is a similar position to downward facing dog. We're going to roll here. These are called serratus anterior. We want to drape the shoulders around so it feels like we're spinning outwards with our shoulders and creating a draping sensation underneath our armpits down towards the front of our ribs. So rather than being like that, we are rounding outwards. So extended child, draping the shoulders down towards the ground. Now as you inhale next time, come up onto hands and knees. Have your hands directly underneath your shoulders and have your knees directly underneath your pelvis. As you breathe in, lift your tail, lift your heart. And as you breathe out, tuck your tail, arching like an angry cat. So breathing in, opening the heart, breathing out, tucking your tail, arching your back. Breathing in, takes the breath into the pelvic floor. Breathing out, a wonderful vascular move to squeeze and release all of the pelvic organs. So we're getting this wonderful blood flow through the pelvis doing this, and it also mobilizes the whole of the pelvic bowl. Breathing in, tail up, breathing out to tuck. Now pause here and just let your tail do big circles. So you're kind of massaging your hips in a big circle. I like to imagine I'm a sock inside a washing machine or inside a dryer, and you're just kind of swirling away round and round. Let your shoulders be nice and swirly as well. And then do that in the other direction. Start with your pelvis, swirling around, your tail is swirling, and then let your shoulders get in on the action, and imagine you are inside a washing machine and you're swishing around and around and around, and then pausing. Now take your hands out in front of you, drop your pelvis down towards the ground, and this time we're going to imagine you have a pencil from your tummy button down onto the ground, and we want to start to draw circles with the whole of the pelvis, starting small. If you would like to imagine a pebble has just been plopped into a still lake, and the circles coming out from the center are starting to get bigger and bigger. So let your hips drop now right over to the sides. Big circles, a wonderful way to release tension through the pelvis and the lower back. And then taking the circles in the other direction. Big, big circles, relaxing circles. Nice. Big circles. You can hear my knee going click, click. Very good. All right, so coming back into the center, make sure your wrists are feeling all right. So give them a shake. And we want to spread the hands out. And you imagine you have frog-like hands. So your phalanges are pressing down into the ground and your hands are as wide as possible. And you imagine that you have plates underneath your hands and you're spinning the plates. It's a sensation. So you're not actually moving your hands, but it's imagining that you're spinning them outwards. So when we come into downward facing dog, we want to avoid locking our elbows. Instead, we want to try and spin the hands and get an external rotation through the top of our arms here, through the biceps, and that'll help take the shoulders away from our ears. So tuck your toes, lift your tail behind you, and then on an exhalation, imagine someone's got your tail and is pulling your tail back and up. So we lengthen the spine, keep the knees bent, keep the heels off the ground, lengthen the spine as much as you can, roll your shoulders away from your ears. Now start to press one heel and then the other down towards the ground. And if this is uncomfortable on your shoulders, just come down for a moment, give yourself a breather and then come back up again. So pressing the heels down, rolling the shoulders away from the ears, give your head a shake. We want to have lots of space for our head. Fantastic. Maybe take your feet towards each other. Come down if this is hurting your shoulders, please. Take your feet towards each other if not. And then pause and take one foot out behind you so you get a deep stretch into your calf. And then just drop it and do the same thing on the other side. So you're pressing out through the heel and you're getting a deep stretch onto your calves. And then just drop yourself onto your knees. And I'm going to get you to drop down so that your elbows are wide. Take your hands together as if you're praying. Drop your chest to the ground and lift your hands towards the ceiling. So we're getting that squeezy sensation through the upper back again. And just roll your wrists around, one direction and the other. Take your hands around in a circle, releasing them. Very nice. And then slowly coming back up again. We're going to do a quick little lunge on either side. So taking your right foot in front, so your right foot is directly underneath your knee. And then we press the back foot into the ground. And as we press the top of the back foot into the ground, it starts to lengthening into these quads. So I'm going to get you to slowly come forward into a lunge. And you need to inch your front toes forward a little bit. Hands on your hips. So we're stretching quite deeply now into the quads here and into the hip flexors. Now the more I press into my back foot, the more my pelvis just inches forward and the deeper that stretch becomes. And if it's feeling okay, you might want to lift the hand up as well so that we really lengthen right from those toes all the way up through the heart center and into the hand. Wonderful. Slowly coming back and then taking that knee down and taking the other foot in front. Coming back into your proposal position. Hands can start on hips. Draw tummy into spine so you're not wobbling all over the place. Inch the front toes forward until you start to feel a stretch into your quads here. Press the back foot into the ground and then slowly draw yourself forward. And as you do so, you might also want to lift your hand up as well to create a little bit of a lengthening stretch through the fascial system, just underneath the skin surface, the whole body stretching up. Wonderful. And slowly coming down again. Give your hips a little circle. One more time. And then we're going to come down onto our tummies, and this one is for the kids. Elbows are in, tops of the feet are pressing on the ground, and then you can pretend you're a snake. So we inhale and we lift the heart, and then as we exhale, we go sss. It feels like we're deflating. Push the feet into the ground, inhale to come up a little bit, sss. Deflating down. As you breathe in, it's like a hot air balloon being given a little bit of air, and then it all releases, deflating down. So do that a couple more times. We create a nice long length through the spine. We're not trying to push up too high. Nice long length up and down. Chin is tucking slightly back so we don't fling the head back. Now take your forearms onto the ground like so. And then take your hands a little bit wider. So we're in a sphinx pose, but we're a little bit wider than normal. And then drop your right shoulder down towards the ground and look over your left shoulder. So we squeeze the top of the back. And then inhale and drop down through your left shoulder, looking over your right shoulder. So breathing into the center, exhaling, release. A similar twist through the upper back that we did before. Really nice way just to release tension from the shoulders and down. Very nice. Now take yourself into crocodile pose. So one hand on top of the other hand, toes are in and heels are out. Now just notice how much space you have around your lower back when your toes are in and your heels are out, as opposed to toes out, heels in. So try doing that, toes out, heels in, and just notice how compressed you feel through your lower back, and then swap to the other way again. Toes in, heels out, crocodile pose, chin's tucked in, forehead is just resting on your hands like that. And then rock your pelvis side to side, and then just settle down, relax your shoulders, and take a couple of breaths where you really feel your belly pressing into the ground, nice and relaxed. Mums, if you'd like to do a couple of pelvic floor lifts here, it's a really nice way to feel the ground against the front of the pelvic floor. So you get this proprioception when you're on your tummy that you might not get when you're standing or you're sitting. So as you exhale, just drawing the pelvic floor in, like you're stopping yourself weeing, and lifting up slightly, and then relaxing down. So you're exhaling, you're drawing in and up, stopping yourself weeing, that kind of sensation, and releasing down. When we have our toes in and our heels out, our butt muscles, gluteal muscles, don't kick in, and neither do the inner thighs. So often those muscles take over when we're trying to do pelvic floor contractions. In this position they can't, so this is a good one to try. So one more breath in, belly softening, breath out. Very good. Now I'm going to get you just to roll onto your backs. Make sure you have your pillows and things close by. We're not going to use them just yet, but very soon. So lie on your back. Have your knees directly on top of your heels, like this. Now, it's very easy just to push your pelvis up and down, but I want you to press your heels into the ground, and that activates your gluteal muscles, your bum muscles, much more. And most people really need to strengthen their gluteals, so this is a good one. Hands down, shoulders are away from your ears. Press the floor away with your heels. Start to peel the pelvis upwards, so you're mobilizing through the spine, and then rolling back down again. And just feel those gluteal muscles soften. So you press through the heels, you lift up, and you roll all the way back down again. Pressing through the heels, rolling up, and massaging all the way down. Now do this again, press through the heels, roll up. If it feels okay, stay here. If you feel like your back is a bit twingy, I want you to carry on rolling up and down. If it's okay, stay here and try rolling your shoulders underneath your body and take your elbows as close together as they can. You might even find that you can interlace your hands. And if you can interlace your hands, press your hands into the mat and then lift your pelvis a little bit higher, and then feel as if you're sliding your knees away from you. And we want to breathe into our chest now, so we create this lovely stretchy sensation across the chest, breathing into bridge pose, and just imagine you've got this wonderful river flowing underneath you, crystal clear river, and you are the still bridge, and you're very mindful of the fact that the river is always changing, always flowing, and you are the still bridge. Take the hands down. Slowly peel your back down onto the ground, so it might take a few breaths, and that's fine. Just settle your lower back into the ground, and then take the feet wider and just let your knees drop one side and then the other. So this is a wide foot twist. We're a little bit wider than normal twists. Coming up and over. Now pause here, push the top knee into the ground, and then up and over again, pushing the top knee into the ground. So this is a twist that goes right from your knee, right up through the hips and into your lower back. This is the sartorius muscle, the longest muscle in the body that we are stretching at the moment. Up and over, up and over. Now taking your knees in towards your chest, take your hands on top of your knees and take some big swirls with your knees. So it feels as if you're stirring your femurs, your thigh bones, into the pelvis here. Nice big circles, one direction and then the other. And then press your feet up towards the ceiling, so we're getting into the hamstrings. If you find that your head drops back, it simply means that your shoulders are tight. So I want you to place a little pillow or a blanket underneath your head so that your head is not like that. We want to try and create nice contact with the back of the head and then all of the back of the body. Press your heels away from you, pull your toes towards you, so you feel a stretch in the back of your legs, and then just rub the back of your legs. Get a little bit of warmth into those hamstrings. Now this is a bit nobody likes, but it's good for us. Take your toes out as if you're Charlie Chaplin, heels are together, so your feet are like that, and you want to rub the outside of your legs. Rubbity-dubbity-dub, warming up into that sciatic nervy stretch along the IT band, and then toes back towards your eyes. Push your bum back down into the mat. So we don't want to tilt up here, we want to press the back of the pelvis into the mat. Rubbing, and then toes out again, rub the outside of our legs. Good. Now, drop your knees towards your armpits and take your feet wide. Grab hold of your ankles, and this is called baby pose. Now, you might be able to reach your fingertips onto the inside of your feet. If you can, that's a nice way just to pull your feet down. And you're nice and wide through the groin area, stretching the inside of your thighs. If you've got a strap nearby, or a scarf, or even just your jumper, you can put that over your feet so that you're holding onto the ends of your jumper or your towel or whatever you've got in your same position, but it's not quite as stretchy as what we're doing, holding onto our ankles or even our feet. And we want to try and get the whole of the back pushing into the ground. So push your pelvis down, push your shoulders down, and just allow yourself to flatten here. Smooth, smooth breath. Good. Letting everything slow down. Smooth breath. Wonderful. Good. So I'm going to get you to take your left knee in towards your body and then stretch your right toe and your right hand all the way out so that you are lengthening the body as much as you possibly can. And then exhale and swap to the other side. So stretching and squeezing. This is a wonderful way to release into the hip flexor muscles. Great. Taking the hands down. If you need to do any more circling, anything else onto your lower back, please do so. Otherwise, I want to get you to come into your relaxation now, so the best bit of the practice. And what's so nice is if you can get some pillows and place your pillows underneath your knees and possibly even underneath your feet. So I'm going to show you with these bolsters, but you can just grab some of the pillows or the cushions off the couch maybe, or pillows off the bed. So bottom on the ground, and either just one pillow underneath your knees, like so, and you lie down on the ground with your palms up, nice and relaxed, and knees dropping out to the side. Or if you've got a couple of these things, really nice to have both your feet and your knees propped up, knees out to the side, and you just lie down like so, and we want to make sure that the torso is bang in the middle of our legs so that we're not skew from one side. Make sure you're nice and straight, and give yourselves a minute or two to grab some blankets, maybe a jumper or some socks. And while you're lying there, I'm going to read you a little guided relaxation. So I'm going to give you a couple of moments to set yourself up. Maybe grab a cardi or a pair of socks to keep warm. And once you have found that position where you feel beautifully comfortable, take 3 changing breaths. So you want to inhale through your nostrils and then just sigh out through your mouth. And slowly closing the eyes and starting to settle. And when you breathe out like this, it tells the body that you are ready to settle down into relaxation. Tells the body that you are ready to integrate your practice and just settle, settle, settle. Fantastic. And I want you to tune in now for a moment, just underneath the skin surface of the whole of your body. See if you can feel a little tingling sensation, movement just underneath the skin surface. Or maybe it's a pulse. This is the prana, this is the life force flowing through your body, the trillions of cells that make up your body, all tingling from the movement, from the squeezing and the stretching and the breathing, and now settling. And if thoughts come into your head while you're lying here, just notice them, Remember, they are electrical impulses and they're going to continually pop up like popcorn, pop, pop, pop. As soon as you notice them, just allow them to float away like clouds in the sky and come back to listening to my voice and feeling into the sensations of your body, just lying supported by the earth beneath you, by your props. And just imagine now that you are in a really beautiful valley, a really tranquil and lush valley. Imagine that there is vibrant green grass underneath your feet, and there is a river softly flowing through the valley. Beautiful river. And you notice that the water is sparkling clear, and that the banks of the river are filled with fragrant flowers, and you can smell the orange blossom in the air. And there is a peace and of tranquility and a deep natural wisdom here in this place, which is still, which is quiet. And you can feel the want to step into the crystal clear water and lie down on a float that's there, lying down so that your feet and your hands are draping into the clear water. And then just imagine that you are floating down through the slow, soothing, meandering river, taking a ride, enjoying the sun dappling through overhead trees and the light breeze on your skin. And you know that whichever way the river carries you, it's okay. You feel safe, and you feel protected, and you feel loved. And you realize that there is so much freedom in surrender. It's total surrender to the flow of the river. And you know that parts of the river are churning. Parts of the river have whirlpools. You know that parts of the river are quite dangerous. But there are other parts of the river where it is calm and the water smoothly flows, and you know to enjoy this part of the river while you're in it. There are also parts of the river where there are eddies, where it feels as if you're no longer in the river at all. And imagine that you have floated off into the side of the river. But rather than being stagnant, you notice that this part of the river is actually really quite clear. And there is wonderful moss growing on the banks here. And there are big, wise trees. And the sun is dappling through the leaves of the trees. And over in the side of this pool, there is a waterfall. Clear, clear water dropping down. This lovely gushing sound of the waterfall. And you feel compelled to get out of the water and step underneath the waterfall, standing on a smooth, warm stone and feeling that crystal clear water, the relaxing pressure pouring down on the crown of your head, flowing down over your face so that all the little muscles in your face start to relax, feeling the muscles around your eyes relaxing and down your cheeks, feeling the lower jaw becoming heavy and feeling this lovely sense of relaxation flowing down through neck and through shoulders. So the upper back feels as if it's just melting, and you feel this relaxation flowing down now through your torso and down through arms and into hands, belly relaxed, lower back softening, pelvis relaxed, buttocks and thighs relaxed, feeling that soothing sense of relaxation flowing down to calves and then into feet, feeling that the feet are heavy with your relaxation. Whole body washed clean with your gentle awareness. And just allowing the breath to slow and become refined and silk-like now. Feeling into the light rise and the fall of your belly. And just imagine as you take your breath in, you're drawing in peace and stillness from the world around you. And it is mingling with that sense of peace and stillness and wisdom that is deep inside. And then every breath out, you're just releasing any feelings of attachment and tension and suffering. Whole body relaxed. Whole body awareness. Joy is that extraordinary happiness that is independent of what is happening to us. Good luck can make us happy, but it cannot give us lasting joy. The root of joy is gratefulness. Even bad luck will bring joy to those who manage to be grateful for it. We hold the key to lasting happiness in our own hands. For it is not joy that makes us grateful, it is gratitude that makes us joyful. And now feeling as if you are giving thanks to this body of yours. So as you breathe around the body, let your mind's eye just float from your feet, up through your legs, through the pelvis, all the way up through the torso to the crown of the head. And then as you let your mind's eye float back down again, giving thanks to every part of this instrument of life, this cloak that you're wearing through this lifetime. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just giving yourself the gift of relaxation and of gratitude. Smooth breath. Wonderful. Now I'm going to get you to start opening up your ears, really opening your ears, so that you start to absorb sound, not just from my voice, but all sound around you. And see if you can expand your hearing so it feels as if you're absorbing sound from far, far away as well. And you're not letting your mind focus on any particular sound. You're just absorbing and almost feeling sound, the energy of sound coming in through your ears and your eardrums and into your brain. And whilst keeping this global awareness of all sound, start to become very aware of the feeling of the air against your skin and just feeling into, almost seeking out that velvety contact. And then noticing the weight of your bones, maybe visualizing your skeleton, feeling the weight of your bones being held here, completely held, allowing the muscles and the ligaments to soften their grip on your bones and just relax. And then visualizing where you're lying in your room, visualizing the ceiling and the walls, visualizing your body, and then taking your attention just to the very tip of your nostrils and start to be very aware of the coolness of the inhalation and the warmth of the exhalation. So you're very aware of the silk-like breath coming in and out of your body. And then starting to slowly deepen your breath, starting to stretch your breath, so that we feel that our lungs are starting to expand with the breath, and we're starting to feel that invigorating sensation of full, wonderful, awakening breaths. Holding the top of an inhalation and then just sighing it out. Breathing in and sighing it out. Beautiful. So it feels as if you are waking everything up from the inside out. Deep, full breath in, bold breath. Boldness has genius, magic and power in it. So feel the boldness of your breath starting to invigorate the body and the mind. And then start to wriggle into your fingers and into your toes. And then just turn the head very gently from side to side, so you have a swishy sensation through the head. Wonderful. And then give yourself a bit of a stretch. So waking the body up, stretching the hands up, maybe pointing the toes, rolling your wrists. And when you feel like you want to, just rolling over to one side and pausing in a fetal position. And then when you're ready, stay very aware of your body and feel the fluidity of your body. Feel the water content of your body as you press the floor away and you slowly roll yourself up. And then come into a comfortable seated position on one or two pillows so that your bottom is lifted and your knees are dropping down. And then see if you can come back into that lovely elongated spine where the head feels perfectly positioned on top of your neck. There's no holding of the head. You've got a nice long neck here and you feel your shoulders are just dropping down into their spot. And let the hands be nice and relaxed. Just notice how relaxed you can make the muscles around your eyes, how relaxed your lower jaw can be. Wonderful. Now take the hands out to the sides and turn the palms to face the ceiling. And then as you inhale, pull energy up and around your body. Hold the top of the breath and then let it go. And then take another breath in, full invigorating breath. Breathe it all out. And once again, hold the top of this breath, lift your eyebrows, maybe sip a little bit more breath in, and then let it go. Fantastic. So take the hands into your heart center. And this is to really recognize yourself, your deep, true self. And when we take our thumbs and press in between our eyebrows here, this is to remind us of the power of our thoughts. But our thoughts are not who we are. We have got the power to think which thoughts we want to. So that's something to leave you with. Now take your hands down to press against your lips. And this is to remind us that words have wings, so we want to speak good things. And then back down into the heart center here, to that inner pilot light, that center of stillness and wisdom. And we know that it's only really when we move into stillness that we can actually be who we truly are and we can feel more balanced. So through these next weeks, months that are going to be very, very crazy, and it is going to feel like we are in that turbulent part of the river, just remember that everything does change. Everything changes. And we are going to get out of this and to lean into each other and just to remember that at the end of the day, love does conquer all. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining me. Thank you, families, for joining me. Namaste, everybody. Thank you.